Okay, we here? We good? Okay, Arachnids in the UK is the 4th episode of Series 11 of Nope! Listen, folks, I have a confession to make. I might come off as a real tough guy, a mucho macho capybara, but there's one thing that freaks me the hell out, and that's, this exact scenario. And I have literally no reason to fear giant spiders, no deep-seated childhood trauma, apart from being scared of that one Brady Bunch episode, and that one Punky Brewster episode, and that one Cure video. Also, my best friend got bitten by a black widow spider at summer camp when we were in the same tent. A black widow in New Hampshire. Apparently, a black widow had laid her eggs in a shipment of grapes, and her children escaped to roam the verdant forests of the free world, to seek fame and fortune, and to sink their damned teeth into my bunkmate's abdomen, thousands of miles from whence they came, because life is random, and the world has teeth, and it can bite you at any moment, so saith Stephen King, who's also from New England, where the summer is short and humid, and the winter's long and cold, but at least we don't have giant spiders! Now, tiny little spiders are okay. Daddy longlegs, fine. Tiny little ones you'd find in the bathtub who are like, hello, friend. They're great. Anything larger than a GameCube disc and I check the out forever. Arachnids in the UK is written by Chris Chibnall and directed by Sally Abrahamian. And if I can remove myself from my ridiculous phobia for a moment, it's mostly pretty good. It was thrilling and fast-paced, even if the main villain was, as you say, a bit crap.
You're fired.
Jody and the TARDIS cats make it back to Sheffield, and the doctor's like, well, we made it home, and Graham's like, it's been fun, doc. And the audience is like, yeah, super fun, your wife died, your grandson got decked in the deep south by a racist, you had to participate in Rosa Parks' arrest, you spent a couple of days in a desert, a spaceship nearly crashed into you. Yeah, it's just been non-stop japes through time and space there, Graham. But they all head on up to Yaz's for tea anyway, because they don't want to leave each other, and it's very lovely. We meet Yaz's conspiracy theory dad, who's stockpiling trash in the house because something weird is happening. Then we run into a friend of the lady 2 doors down, and if I stopped for a second to think about how utterly disturbing this next scene was, I couldn't do the review. Thankfully, the doctor is here with science. Apparently, spiders hate garlic and vinegar, which is why I douse myself with Italian dressing before leaving the house. It keeps away spiders and also people. Where are the spiders coming from, and why are they so damn massive? Nope, nope, nope! And I'm back. Well, there's this hotel, and this American guy, played by Chris Noth, just built it. Now, he's clearly not based on Trump.
You're fired.
Apparently, his character hates Trump. That's why he's running for president in 2020. Because my country is just ridiculous enough to replace one total buffoon with no political experience who's a bit fashy with another buffoon with no political experience who's a bit fashy. Both of them are involved in hotels. In fact, this guy's whole business plan is revitalizing old industrial sites by building luxury hotels on top of them, which is nice and all, except it turns out the guy cuts corners and builds them over industrial waste dumps. And dude, what did you think would happen? Haven't you seen the 1973 John Pertwee story, The Green Death? Oh, no, your PBS station started with Tom Baker? Well, that explains it. Oh, that's a big spider. A Mr. Big Spider. Get it? Because he played Mr. Big in that show. Okay. He's a typical, like, politician/businessman kind of American, like, stereotype, and I've got no problem with that whatsoever. Like, that's fine. I'm not sure what political party this guy's actually supposed to be from. He builds hotels on toxic waste dumps and doesn't give a f***. He's probably a Republican.
Why don't you do what normal people do? Get a gun, shoot things like a civilized person.
Now here's the problem, folks. You realize that spiders are a thing that people squish, like, on their own, like, all the time. I know the doctor has a thing against guns. I personally have a thing against guns, too. It's not like oh yeah, go guns. I'm like, no, but this is kind of the situation where maybe you want the firearms, right? Except, as the doctor points out,
spiders gravitate to their food through vibration.
Which really should be the end of the discussion, and that really should kind of just solidify it. Like, we're not shooting them with guns because it would draw them in, and you don't want to do that because Christ! Okay, I'm fine. I'm back. It's fairly grounded in reality. I don't think industrial waste could really do that to spiders, and I'd rather not know, frankly, because it's nice to sleep at night. Apart from that, it's a very earthy episode. The standout scene, though, and perhaps the standout scene of any episode in the 55-year history of the show, was this one. Ryan's making hand shadows. It's awesome. I will say this, and it's not just because of my sissy pants spider-hating nature. This was a scary episode. The implications of what happened to Yaz's neighbor are absolutely horrific. The implications of what happened to North America's daughter-in-law are absolutely horrific. Anytime the characters think about looking up at the ceiling, completely horrific. And yet, it was still quite a funny episode.
You believe they're actually moving towards that music?
Oh, you've got a parcel to pick up, left with a neighbour.
Hi.
Do you want me to go get it while you make your terrible pakori? Sorry, I don't know who you are.
Oh, well, really? Because you must be the only person on the planet that doesn't.
Are you Ed Sheeran? Is he Ed Sheeran? Everyone talks about Ed Sheeran round about now, don't they?
Yeah, the villain was a bit crap. Yeah, the message wasn't so much beating you over the head as wrapping you in a cozy web and slowly nibbling you to death. Oh, don't struggle like that or I will only love you more, 'cause the spiders, man, are having you for dinner tonight. The Cure is the best band ever. It's far from perfect. It didn't say anything the show didn't say back in '73. The Doctor's decision to just sort of let Robinson go instead of dropping a "don't you think he looks tired" bomb on him is unsatisfying. The fact that the hotel is still there, the pit is full of spiders, maybe slowly dying off, but like other people work there too, so like eventually some delivery truck guy is gonna swing by with a new stack of Tempur-Pedic mattresses and gas spider death. But this one propelled forward on 8 unnerving legs from start to finish, and its heart is once again totally in the right place. My dad worked for the EPA for years, and as irritatingly cartoonish as Robinson was, he's not far off from some of the guys my dad ran into over the years. A lot of things worked here. Because this was, and I believe there is a phrase you Brits use, proper scary Doctor Who. And if I may, my arachnophobia is completely irrational. I get it. My intense fear of giant spiders is beyond irrational because spiders just don't get that big. Look, I actually felt bad for the thing at the end, the spider at the end who'd grown too large, which is weird because in normal circumstances, I'd side with Shooty McYellowtie over here. Spiders are cool in a lot of ways. They eat bugs. They poop strings. Most of them aren't deadly, and my buddy who got bit by the Black Widow, well, that bite led the doctors to discover that he had cancer, which they detected early enough for it to not spread on account of, yeah, that spider bite. So, the next time you meet a spider, thank them for their service. Then kill it with fire! Ah!